Well, if you were watching the previous video, you understand why I've already watched Information Field, and we are moving on to Spacetime. I'm not going to look at what happens after we die. I don't think I care. Also, what does his regular videos look like? Okay, sure. Yeah, what? Okay, that's interesting. What the fuck? Why do you only have 300 views on a full video? Hal Peck? He's 100-year-old? Dude, that video should be like... Okay, so we got the player still a beast. Okay, so they got some 66 on that one, I guess, because it's one short and two. Wow, but also 2 years ago, we got months ago. When was this posted? I don't want to send feedback, douchebag. I want to look at the.
These two things are.
I want to look at the description, you bitch. It was posted in 2023. So you're not a modern thinker. You're like an echo from the past. Hi, how you doing?
Traveling at the exact same speed. In fact,
yes, the record paradox.
They're both moving at exactly the speed of light. Seriously.
Nope.
I know this sounds crazy, but just allow me to blow your mind. Because
No.
everything travels at exactly the speed of light.
That's, yeah. And I'm able to go to the grocery store light fast. Nope.
Confusion comes from our word space, which we often use to mean the universe. Now,
okay, people have gotten into the weeds of the expanding universe idea stuff. I've already made a response to that, and they got it right. Science Asylum, let's go. We got some expanding bubble theory, and that whole nonsense got thrown out the window because we already understand it doesn't matter where you are. The universe constant is 77 everywhere, according to him, and it doubles around every 14 billion years, 10 billion years currently. And it's like, it's not that fast, but the thing is that it's the same kind of spread everywhere, and why am I so dark? Well, fuck you.
The universe does have a lot of space, 3 dimensions to be exact, but there's also a fourth. Time. You see, if you're sitting still, which I presume you are, you're not really motionless. You are motionless through space, but you're still moving, just entirely.
Okay, first of all, stop you right there and say that your motion through space is the Earth's orbit around the sun, the sun's motion through the galaxy's motion through all the cosmos motion relative to other clusters, and the
through time.
You're going super speed, by the way, but you just don't feel it.
The only difference.
Also, yeah, you're moving at the rate of a second per second, which is time. That is the rate of time for light. That's not a speed.
Is how that motion gets divided between space and time. Now, every second that passes, you are traveling through the dimension of time.
You realize that the whole idea of time dilation is a hoax that people are conflated about, and they don't understand how clocks are failing?
At the full speed of light. I'll get back to that. And start moving through space, and some of that motion gets borrowed.
I have seen this theory, okay? Before.
This is what Einstein's special relativity is about. The faster you move through space,
no.
The slower you move through time.
Again, still no. In the 70s, we did a test with atomic clocks. One went forward through the same direction as the rotation of the Earth. I get it right sometimes. And then you had, so this way. And then the other plane went that way with atomic clocks that were in sync to one that was just going with the rotation of the Earth, which is going this way. So the one on the plane was going the extra 150. The other one was going negative or 150 in the opposite direction or negating the 150. So their total distances are completely different. And that makes for a longer in this direction and a shorter in the other direction amount of time between ticks. This can make a time discrepancy because your clocks are shit. They don't know anything about how far you're moving through time. And it's a light-based clock, which requires you to absolutely know how fast you are moving through space. How far you're moving through space. I said, not time. In the first, whatever.
And at the ultimate limit, the speed of light.
So one clock, obviously, ticked faster, had more time on the clock. The other one was ticking slower, so it has less time on the clock.
You have used up all of your motion through time. From light's point of view, time completely stops. And it's not that light.
So, literally, if you understand that test in the 70s, you understand that because of the extra length of the travel, because the orbits, the rotation of the Earth added to its own. It's the same as if you go forward on a train, right? Your speed plus the train speed equals your total speed, or I should say, your total distance over time. So even though you end up back where you started, your total time it took for you to get there and the total distance you actually traveled is increased because you went with the rotation of the Earth. Right? Going the other way meant that relative to just outside space, your plane went and that's actually in total space is a less distance. That's how light sees it. So the amount of discrepancy of the amount of time different between each clocks, one being positive, the other one being negative, tells you that distance for the clocks matters. But no one understands this, and everyone gets it wrong.
Light is moving fast through space. From its point of view, it is only moving through space. While things like you and me appear to move slower because we literally take more time to move. We are traveling partly through space and partly through time. And so when Einstein said space and time were the same thing, this is what he meant. The universe isn't made of space and time, it's made of space-time, one continuous fabric.
I mean, it's true to say that space and time are interlinked, that everywhere you go, you are moving a second to second. The problem happens when you think of the idea of time dilation and stuff, where time can be flowing at different rates depending if you're near something or away from something, or how fast you're going, or any of that stuff. Because you're not compensating for all the other factors that involve the thing about your atomic clock and junk.
The faster you go through space, the slower you experience time, and vice versa. They cancel each other out so that everything travels through space-time at the exact same speed.
Then why were the clocks in the 70s experiment off by a fraction in one direction and a fraction the other way in the other direction? Explain that, buddy. Go just read up on it. It's okay. I understand. You haven't heard of it, but I mean, there is that test. It is there.
C, the speed of light. And yes,
I'm sorry, you lost me.
and at the ultimate limit, the speed of light, you have used up all of your motion through time. From light's point of view,
You realize light still has to take 8 minutes to get from the sun to Earth. I hate this light. It's way too bright. Fuck, that's terrible. I'll use this light. It's sort of okay. But, so here's the thing, right? God damn it, I need a dimmer switch on all these other big lights that they put in. Why didn't they do that? Don't know. The point is,
time completely stops. And it's not that light is moving fast through space. From its point of view, it is only moving through space. While things like
again, if light didn't notice anything happening, then the 8 minutes that it traveled to here from the sun, blah blah blah. Like, there are things that can interfere with it, right? Like the atmosphere of Venus and freaking the other one, Mercury.
you and me appear to move slower because we literally take more time to move. We are traveling partly through.
And when light doesn't have the power to move as fast as particles through water, the Cherenkov radiation, which is the particles moving faster than light can move in water, which is fascinating.
Space and partly through time. And so when Einstein said space and time were the same thing, this is what he meant. The universe isn't made of space and time, it's made of space-time, one continuous fabric. And the faster you go through space, the slower you experience time, and vice versa. They cancel each other out so that everything travels through space-time at the exact same speed. C.
Yeah, I'm sure my snowballs and bullets travel through space-time at sea. I'm really sure about that. As well as my sneezes.
The speed of light. And yes, it is a misleading name because it's not actually about light. It's the universal speed limit of everything. Light,
No.
gravity, and even the flow of time itself when you are.
Okay, if you want to experience a higher amount of gravity, just have your planet be moving faster through the solar system than ours is. Bada boom.
Stationary. It is an
Also, if it's having depending on how fast the spin is, you might end up being flung off the planet.
unchanging ratio that tells us how much space is equal to 1 second of time. And look, if you still don't believe me, just know that if we didn't factor in.
Okay, how much distance is taken by light in a vacuum? Change the medium and it's no longer that, and it's something else. Change the definition of a meter and you actually have something else as well, which is fascinating.
This difference in the flow of time between us here on Earth and our satellites in space, our GPS systems would run off by 8 miles a day.
Satellites don't have working clocks. We beam the time to them from our stationary or relatively not changing their velocity because it's just the rotation of the Earth, that is their speed, which is constant, that gives them a constant time variant that we don't have to calculate for. So we just beam that up. There you go. We have solved it. Because clocks in satellites don't work. They never do, they never have, they never will. Until you compensate for the speed correctly by going with systems that we have not developed. Even this day and age, we are still beaming the time up.
Get the fuck off your phone.
No. This man is surprisingly underrated. I mean, here's the thing. You can have edits and whatever else, and you can say the things that everyone else has said, and be a presenter. It doesn't mean you're right. So it doesn't matter about ratings. It matters about correctness. I haven't found a correct theory yet. I have found a question, a false in a theory as well as a false understanding and another false understanding. So, but I can't blame him for it. I'm just saying I will look for something that I can say I haven't uh, got an issue with. Who knows?